because you clicked on this video. You are interested in becoming a content creator in 2024. So I took to Instagram, asked you guys what kind of social media influencer, content creator, social media questions you wanted to know, and I'm going to answer some of them for you guys. If you have more questions that I didn't answer in this video, always shoot them down in the comments. I will answer them, or I can always make a separate video for them. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can, as well as kind of elaborating a little bit on the questions and just trying to give you as much information as possible. Also going to be a lot of links and resources that you can use. They're always in the description, and I'll kind of go over them as we go through this little questionnaire. So let's just get started. Is when should I post, or what is a good time to post? Now this is going to be kind of tricky. Like if you're starting from zero, you won't necessarily know when to post. It's going to be kind of a trial and error period where you're going to just kind of have to experiment and just post at different times and see what actually takes. But with a lot of social media platforms, you can actually like look at your insights as you start to grow. So you're going to see your demographic, you're going to see where they live within the world, and then you'll also be able to see the times that they're most active. So of course, you kind of want to post when they are most active. When I lived in New York, I always tried to post at the times people were commuting to work, because in New York, not a lot of people drive. They're always taking the subway, right? So between 7 and 9, that's when they're commuting to work. And then when they're going home between 4 and 6, that's when they're commuting home. And usually when they're on their train, they're on their phone. Start posting at different times. See which time gives you the most engagement, the most views, the fastest. And then as you grow and you start to build a following, you'll be able to get those insights, and then you can figure out from there when's a good time to post, when your followers are most active so that they see your content. How can I get more brand deals? If you don't know what a brand deal is, it's just working with the brand. Working with the brand on sponsored content. So like when you watch a YouTube video and they say, hey, this video is sponsored by so-and-so, that's obviously a brand deal. So the first thing is you're gonna wanna have your own specific business email. It should not be your personal email. This should be an email specifically for your social media platforms and your social media career. But there are a lot of other ways to work with brands. This is a resource that you can use. Again, it's in the description. It is with a course that I sell. I know everyone says they have a course, but this is a great course, I think, and it's very inexpensive compared to a lot of courses. But in this course, you get a couple documents for free. So there's a document for 10 apps and a document for 10 websites that I have personally used in the past to land brand deals. If you don't want the course, no big deal, don't worry about it, but I just want to let you know there are tons of websites and apps. So they're actually hiring for a campaign. So they basically post a job posting that you would see on like LinkedIn or Indeed, and you just fill it out. So you don't always have to wait for the brand to email you, and you also don't have to just email the brand, because they're not always going to answer you when you email them. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're not always going to answer you. Another thing you want to keep in mind when you're reaching out to brands is sending your media kit. A media kit is basically your resume as a content creator. So I have a website media kit. I have a PDF that I can just attach to an email. And then I also have a rate card. You can get all of those in the description as well. I have those as templates that you can just make a copy of it and put your own content into it. But having a media kit just makes it a little bit more professional. It's going to show some of your analytics of your best videos, some past video examples, and also some brands that you've worked with and things about you as a creator. So you're going to want to have a media kit. That's going to be definitely number one. And you can attach that to the email when you outreach for brand deals. How often should I post? So this is all going to depend on you, really. I mean, the more you post, the better, but you don't want to post just to post. If you're going to be doing YouTube, at least post once a week for a long form content video. For TikTok, I would say posting 1 to 2 times a day is going to help you grow. And then for Instagram, you're going to want to post 3 to 5 times a week, whether that's in feed for photos or also reels. And you're going to want to be posting every day on your stories to some capacity. But keep in mind too, and this is something that I'm starting to do, is that you can recycle a lot of your content. So I focus on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, but I don't necessarily assume that everyone that follows me on Instagram is following me on TikTok and YouTube. And the same thing with anybody that's following me on TikTok. Doesn't mean they're following me on Instagram or YouTube. Otherwise, I'd have the same amount of followers on all the platforms. So recycling your content isn't necessarily, I feel like some creators say it could be lazy, but you don't have to create more content per platform. So recycling the content isn't necessarily a bad thing. I take a lot of my TikTok videos and put them into my Instagram Reels, and then you can make YouTube Shorts. I've started to reintroduce YouTube into my routine. I'm still growing on YouTube myself. YouTube Shorts has really helped me push my content and push my channel more out with the algorithm. But we're not going to be putting an entire YouTube video onto TikTok or into Instagram Reels, you know? So there's going to be different content for different platforms, which of course makes your audience want to go and follow you on all the other platforms, because there is different content for those specific platforms. But there can be some content where you can overlap them through all the platforms. But obviously the more you post, the better that you'll grow, but you should be intentional about the content you're making and intentional with posting. How do you come up with video ideas? With video ideas will come pretty naturally as you progress and as you keep working at it. But the number one thing that I would suggest is figure out what your niche is. And from there, you'll be able to figure out videos to post. And also research other content creators and see what they're posting that's in the same niche as you, and seeing how well those videos are performing on their accounts, because then I can turn it and make it my own and post it on my own accounts. You don't want to copy and paste their content, but you should be inspired by other content creators. That's the whole point. We're supposed to be influencing each other. So you should take ideas from them and then just repurpose it and make it more of your brand and put it out to your audience. I'm not growing and I don't know why. So there could be a couple reasons why you're not growing. It is kind of hard for me to answer this question because I don't know what your social media looks like. I haven't seen your content, so I don't know, and I can't suggest something that would make it better for you and help you grow. Everything I'm saying in this video is obviously gonna be very generic. If you want something that's a little bit more personalized and we can sit down and talk about your specific content and work through a strategy for you, you can always book a one-on-one call with me. I always do them with creators that are up and coming, or if they need help, if they're just starting out. I do an audit of all of your social media platforms and we come up with a content strategy for a month that will hopefully help with your content and your growth, and kind of really narrow down what we can take from your content and how we can improve it so that it's getting pushed out more. So book a one-on-one call with me and we can go through it a little bit more. Biggest thing, like I said, is gonna be research. See what's working on that specific platform that you're focusing on and see, like, am I actually doing that? If you're not doing that, adjust your strategy, adjust your content a bit so it kind of aligns with what is going viral or what is trending at that time, because then it'll help your videos as well. So like I said, YouTube Shorts are a great way to push your YouTube channel out. Instagram, pictures are great. I love taking pictures and posting pictures on my feed, but Instagram Reels are really the one. Instagram Reels will really help you get pushed out. With TikTok, it's a little tricky. TikTok is supposed to be short form content, but you can make up to 10-minute videos now. Personally, I've kind of put TikTok a little bit on the back burner. I've been focusing more on Instagram and YouTube just because I haven't seen much success with TikTok, so I've just put that on the back burner a little bit. I'm still posting, but I'm not putting as much effort into TikTok as I am with Instagram and YouTube. With TikTok, I personally think it's only really beneficial to make sure that your videos are over a minute. When they're over a minute, that's when you get paid through their creator fund. You don't get paid as well as you would on Instagram or YouTube. So that's why personally, I don't focus on TikTok as much anymore. If you're not growing, you should probably adjust your strategy or adjust your content in a little way to make it new and fresh. There are different ways to make money. So there are brand ambassadorships, affiliate links, brand deals, TikTok shop. You can have a like a To Know It or an Amazon storefront, and then even AdSense through YouTube. And using affiliate links or having an LTK or an Amazon storefront, those are good ways to just always have money coming in when you're not even working. What I would suggest is making your website link that's always in every social media bio a pen site or a link tree. If you have a pen site, I have all my other social media platforms that I work on, as well as my course that I sell, the documents that I give, my Etsy shop, my Amazon storefront, my LTK, everything is right there. There's even a document for every affiliate code that I have. You can also do affiliate links on your Instagram stories. So if you're just starting out, and let's say you just absolutely love a product. Like for example, I love the energy drinks by Alani Nu. I've never worked with them. I've reached out to them multiple times and they've always said no. But I still love their drinks, and so I promote them all the time. You can use Shopify collabs. Go on there, search whatever brand you want to promote and copy an affiliate link. I'm not working with Alani Nu, but Shopify Collabs has an Alani Nu link. I do an Instagram story where I'm promoting the Alani Nu drink. Maybe I tried a new flavor. I'm going to the gym. I love Alani Nu. They're in the photo with me. And I say, hey, if you've never tried Alani Nu, here is a link to try Alani Nu energy drinks. So one of my followers goes from my story to the link and they purchase something. I just made money through Shopify collabs. Start earning commission and showing the brand when you eventually reach out to them that you can make money for them. Go to them and say, hey, I've loved your products. I've actually been promoting your energy drinks on my Instagram stories and through Shopify. This is how much commission I've made and this is how many sales I've made through my links. To be able to grow this relationship and do a partnership with you for an Instagram reel, a TikTok, a YouTube video, would that be something you're interested in? If you give them examples and you show them that you're making money for their company, they are more likely to work with you. So don't wait for the brand to reach out. Don't just rely on brand deals. Figure out other ways through affiliate links to post that brand and make money yourself. And then in turn, in the future, it will help you land a bigger brand deal. So affiliate links are great so you can have consistent income coming in. Number one secret to success. I'm going to sound like a broken record because I know this is said a million times. And I even got annoyed when I would watch videos like this and this is all they would say. It's like, ugh, I am doing this already. But it is being consistent. And this should be your job. If it's not gonna be your job and you're not gonna take it seriously as a job, you're never gonna go anywhere. And consistency could mean something different to every single person. Some consistency is just like, I'm just gonna post once a day on every platform. I'm gonna post one YouTube video a week. I'm gonna post Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Instagram. You know, like that is their consistency and that is totally fine. Just, you need to be consistent so that your audience knows, okay, she always posts a YouTube every Wednesday. There's gonna be a new YouTube video. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to be like busting out as much content as humanly possible because it's just never gonna work. And that kind of leads me into my next question, which was, how do you plan or organize your content? So I know I batch all of my content. And what that means is 1 or 2 days out of the week, like filming. One day I will go out and take pictures for Instagram. I usually take about 6 outfits. So that's 2 weeks of content. And then the other day I'll come home, I'll do fashion content at home or I'll do makeup content at home. And so all of these 2 content days where all I was doing was filming is giving me weeks and weeks and weeks of content. I can focus on editing them really great, focusing on making sure my thumbnails are really eye-catching so people click on them. Other days are just my office days, reaching out to brands, answering emails, finishing brand deals that might need to go out. Just about creating a schedule that works for you. And on Mondays, I like to sit down and plan out my week or plan out the next few weeks, figure out what's up and coming. I'm gonna do a separate video on what my Mondays look like, just because I think it's interesting to know how people organize and stay on track and so that you can stay consistent. But batching your content will definitely help you and you don't feel as overwhelmed. How do you decide on rates? So this one's a little tricky. Again, because it all depends on you, really, and where you are in your content creator journey. Because I believe that each platform should have different rates. So my rates for Instagram are different than my rates for TikTok, which are different from YouTube. You need to figure out the rates per platform. It shouldn't be universal. And how you can figure that out the easiest, you can always, when a brand reaches out to you, they're gonna ask for your rates first. Send back your media kit and just say, hey, you know, my rates kind of depend on the deliverables you're looking for, how many you're looking for, and also the turnover of those deliverables. So what kind of content, what kind of deliverables are you looking from me? Also, is there a specific budget you would like to stay within? 9 times out of the 10, they're gonna come back with a number. It's better for them to tell you a number than you to tell them. If you do say your number first, I personally go always a little higher. They will come back anyway and say, our budget is kind of this. So let's say, for example, if I say my rates are $800 and they come back and say, well, we only really have a budget for about $600. If it's a brand I really like, I really want to work with, this is what I'll say to them. Completely understand, my rates normally start at $800, but since I love your brand so much, I love your message and I would love to be able to work with you. And since this is our first collaboration, I have no problem adjusting my rates a little lower. Is there a little wiggle room within that $600 so that we can come up with a mutually beneficial collaboration? They come back and say, no, there's not any wiggle room, or yeah, they might come back and be like, yeah, I can do like $650, $700, like beautiful, great. If that collaboration goes well, it's very professional, everyone's happy with the content that you created for them, they might come back in a few months and want to work with you again. They're gonna say like, hey, I'd love to work with you again. Let's do another collab for $600. This is when you can come back and be like, hey, I would love to be able to work with you. Again, the last time we talked about this, my rates were at $800. Since then, I've grown such and such followers, or I've gained 2% in engagement. So I have actually increased my rates. And since this is our second collaboration, would you be able to meet those rates that they're at? And then you just negotiate again. But you do want to give examples and give reasons why they should pay you more. Otherwise, they're going to be like, well, why should I pay you $800 when you just did this collab for $600? To give reasons why they should pay you more. You can't figure out exactly how much you want to justify and how much you want to say that your video or your photo is worth. Do something like this. Figure out an hourly rate for you and what you think is worth to you. Let's say your hourly rate is $50. Brand comes to you and they want you to feature a new dress collection and they want you to take pictures on the beach. Okay, no problem. Before you go out and take those pictures, you're obviously gonna plan out, what beach am I gonna go to? You know, when am I gonna go there? Who's gonna take the pictures for me? Am I gonna take them by myself? How many pictures am I gonna take? You're planning before you go out so that you're ready to go. Let's say that takes an hour to plan. That's $50. Then you go out and take the content. I'm charging from the minute I leave my apartment to the minute I come back. So if I'm gone creating that content, taking those photos for 2 hours, that's $100. We're at $150. And then you have to edit those photos. So let's say it's just another hour. That's another $50. So now we're looking at $200 minimum that they should pay you. Now, if they're gonna use those photos you created and they're gonna post on their own social media platforms, or if it's a video, you need to ask them, how long are you planning to run this ad for? Because then there's gonna be usage rights on top of it. So if it's like 6 months, you could do 10% of the total. 8 months, 15%, and so on and so forth. Add more percentage, which adds a higher rate, so you get paid more. What's the hardest part about being an influencer? For me personally, the hardest part is probably still creating that work-life balance. The minute I wake up to the second I go to bed, I need to be working. Even though social media doesn't really feel like a job, especially if you really, really love it, you still deserve and need some time to like not do anything. At the same time, you have to be able to keep yourself accountable. Like, I don't have a boss. I just work for myself and it's just me. I have no editor, I have no manager, I have nothing. It's just me. So I have to make sure that I tell myself, okay, we have to get these things done this week, because there definitely have been some times when I just don't do it because I feel like I don't need to, because I don't need to work. But I need to work to make some money. Especially when you're working with a brand, they're gonna give you a deadline. Be like, I need this content by this day and it better be done. So keep that accountability with yourself as you would with working with a brand. And then our last question, what equipment do I need to get started? My first YouTube video was through photo booth on my computer. So like, you really don't have to do anything. Because like, that quality was not it, girl. That quality was not it. I'm filming on my iPhone right now. This quality is great. You're filming in cinematic mode, the quality is totally fine. Definitely know at this point I wanted to elevate my content, so I'm looking to buy a better camera. But if you have a phone, just use the phone. A ring light right here, and then I have a smaller light like right above it. And then it's on a little tripod. My phone is on a little tripod, and then behind my phone, a small mirror. You don't need a lot. Trust me, you don't need a lot. This is not even that extensive. All of my content is made on my phone. Pretty much like 99% of it is made on my phone. You have your phone, get a tripod, and get one singular light. That's it. Okay, that was all of the questions I want to answer. I know this video is so long. If there were certain things you still have questions on, or if I didn't answer your question, just shoot it off in the comments and I will answer that for you. If there's a ton of questions, maybe I'll do a part 2. And if you want to see specific videos for content creation, do you want to see how I make a thumbnail? Do you want to see how I edit my YouTube videos, my TikToks, my Instagram reels? Do you want to see the research that I do? Well, you guys let me know what other content things you guys want from me and I will do it for you. So if you guys really enjoyed this video and it was super helpful for you, make sure you give it a like and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next one. Bye.